Hello, it is Throwback Thursday, April 30th, 2020. Steve Sipress here, and I don't know if it's showing up well on the phone, but we are experiencing one of those ultra beautiful, fantastic desert sunsets here in the Phoenix, Scottsdale, Arizona area. Pink, purple, orange, beautiful colors lighting up the sky behind me. And Throwback Thursday, I'm going to throw it back. Jeremy Danley's here, great seeing him. Throw it way back when the entire world was completely different and everything was absolutely different for business owners. I'm going to throw it way back to about a month and a half ago. Remember that? Greg Bowen's here, great seeing you. Economy was booming. Are we going to get some more growth over the next month? And people say, I'm going to open up a new location. I'm going to lease some new machinery. I'm going to hire some new people. I'm going to up my ad budget. I mean, things are booming after 10 years of the Bush-Obama debacle. Finally, things are happening, and consumer attitude is up, and business owner attitude is up, and unemployment's at record lows, and man, everything's happening. Like, whoa. Whoa, it's as if like there was a massive concrete, steel, brick wall suddenly just bang, whole thing came to a standstill. However, what happened was instant and massive transition from a time where, hey, the economy's booming and everybody's just rolling along and everybody's advertising and everybody's hiring and everybody's leasing new machinery and everybody's growing and things are happening. And so there isn't much room to gain a competitive advantage. Everybody is going full speed. Everybody's having a great time. That brick wall comes up, and I don't know what percentage. Is it 20, 30, 40, 50, 80% of businesses in America hit a complete wall and therefore just stop their advertising, and of course are not opening new locations and not growing, not leasing new agreements, not only not hiring new people, laying people off, selling off their assets, closing down locations. So that makes it, my friend, dear viewer, listener, reader, however you're getting this, the greatest time to start a business. I'm going to give you the 3 reasons why. There's many others, but let's just do 3 here and we'll scratch the surface. And if you want to learn more, you go to helpfromsteve.com and I'll help you out. But number 1 reason why this is the greatest time to open a business is what I just talked about, is the fact that think about from your competitor's point of view. Anyone with an existing business has baggage right now. They have obligations. They have expenses that you as a startup just don't have. So let's just pick a business. Let's say a law firm. Let's say you're an attorney and you've been thinking about starting a firm. You've been working in another firm. You've been thinking about going out your own. Now you say, now's the time. I watched Steve's video and I understand now is the time to start my own law firm. Well, let's see some expenses you're not going to have that all your competitors, all the other law firms are. First of all, you're not likely to lease any expensive office space. Nobody's even leaving the house. If over the last 6 weeks, 4 weeks ago, 2 weeks, and if you're in one of the states with the real anti-Trumper governors, they're going to do anything they can to hurt Trump and his beloved economy. So they're going to stay closed down for another month, 2 months under the guise of, we have to be careful. Meanwhile, the rest of the country is going to be rocking and rolling. But if you're in one of those states, sucks to be there. In fact, I lived in Illinois for about 15 years and scramoosed out of there down here. We didn't have many sunsets like this one and beautiful spring days out by the pool up there, but we also didn't have really stupid government like in Illinois, California, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, all these states that just are going to destroy this. They hate small business. They're going to destroy their businesses and to keep their economies miserable for their own agendas, their own gain. But again, let's say you're starting up a law firm right now, or you did a month ago. You would say, I'm going to meet my prospects or clients in a coffee shop, or I'll go and visit them in their home, or we'll meet in a hotel lobby somewhere, or maybe you'd get a rented office space so you can use their copier and their conference room or whatever. At the most, that's what you would do, but you would not rent out expensive office space, and then you wouldn't have to buy expensive, impressive furniture to go with it to show what a successful attorney you are. So you can save thousands of dollars on office furniture and carpeting and artwork for the walls to just make it look like you're so successful. And of course, you wouldn't have to pay for a monthly landline phone service that an office needs. You can't just sit there and think secretary answers a cell phone when it rings, and then she says there's a call for you, and she comes in and hands you a cell phone or something like that. You have to have actual phones. So that's physical phones you got to buy and pay for or lease, and the monthly bill. These are all bills that right now, think about it, law firms all have. Meanwhile, all of their staff is working from home, and they're not bringing in a lot of new cases. Let's say you're a personal injury attorney. Are a lot of people out there slipping and falling a lot? Are they slipping on a wet floor in a restaurant? No, they're not even going into a restaurant. Are they getting workers' comp? They're really getting hurt on the job? No, all kinds of businesses are closed down. A lot less people are working, 26 or 30 million or something Americans, to be exact. What's tomorrow morning as the next unemployment comes out? That's going to bring the number to around 30 million unemployment claims in the past 5 weeks or something. So that's a lot less workers' comp, slip and fall, any kind of injuries. People are just sitting at home. And notice how people, even weekend warrior injuries. Well, if you're not allowed to go out and play basketball or go out and do anything or play any contact sports, notice how people that 6 weeks ago were putting all the photos on social media about their skydiving and their cliff jumping and their zip lining. Now they're afraid to walk out of the house without looking like a spaceman and wearing gloves and mask and this and ooh, ah. I might sneeze and cough a little bit. Come on. And I'm not talking about 70-year-olds. I'm talking about the 0.0000001 chance that somebody who is vibrant, relatively young, and full of energy person is going to die from this ridiculous virus. But here, I'm not talking about all the medical aspects. Those are becoming more and more obvious every day that was overblown and overhyped and a ton of BS just to scare and crap out of people. But reason number one, you see that if you own a current business right now, business owners are panicking. And if you own a business, and hopefully you're watching this, you might be very likely in that boat and applying for these EIDL and the PPP and saying, man, I got to get some stimulus here from the government because, I can only open with half the capacity of my restaurant here, and I lost all my food when you locked me down 6 weeks ago. I wasn't prepared for that, so I lost 10 grand worth of food. How am I going to replace that? And how am I going to operate a restaurant with only half the tables? Or I got to buy dividers, or I got to update my filter air system with some HEPA filters, and I got to buy all kinds of new cleaning stuff and wipes, and I got to hire more people to just be cleaning all the time, and I got to space and distance, and my employees, my bar, my bus boys, and some of my waiters didn't even come back because they had to go get another job. They don't want to sit there waiting to come back to a restaurant. I got to close some of my locations. This is what they're going through. Well, you're not going through any of that when you're starting up. What an advantage. They're sitting there, if they get this stimulus and loans or they take money out of their own savings to put in their business, they're paying overhead. They're paying rent. They're paying light bills. They're paying phone bills. They're paying employees that, of course, you starting up the business, again, let's just say you're that lawyer, you'll answer your own phone. You might get an assistant, but you likely get a virtual assistant. Somebody who's sitting at home could be halfway across the country, wants to make some money. While she's sitting at home, she'll answer the phones. And if she has any experience doing any kind of legal secretary work or paralegal or whatever, she can even do some of the paperwork for you or whatever. And that's saving a ton of money instead of having to buy her a desk and a phone and a chair and a filing cabinet and pay for that office space. So you get the point. Reason number one why now is the greatest time to get a competitive advantage starting a business is your competitors have all this overhead that they're wondering, how am I going to pay all this overhead, while you're sitting there going like, wow, all that money they're putting into overhead, I'm not putting into overhead. I'm going to put into advertising. While they don't have to, but a lot of them, 80-90% of business owners are making the tremendous, unbelievably horrible mistake of pulling back on their advertising as if that's just another expense. Well, let's see, I can cut the light bill, I can cut this, but let me cut my advertising. No, advertising is not an expense. It's an investment. It's how you make money. It's how you stay in business. So you will say, man, I got all this money to put into advertising and marketing, and while your competitors are just trying to keep the baggage they already have, that if they started a firm right now, like we're talking about, they wouldn't have any of it. So it's not smart to have any of that right now, but they do. You don't. You get that money to put into advertising and marketing, which leads us to reason number two. Due to supply and demand, and 80 or 90% of businesses just stopping their advertising, ad costs are at an all-time low. Not all-time for legacy media. Newspapers, I'm sure, were cheaper 150 years ago, but the internet has never been this cheap to buy clicks, to buy leads, to buy eyeballs on anything, because again, your competitors that are already in business have so much baggage and overhead, and they're just not thinking straight, and they're cutting their advertising and marketing. So you can get really cheap leads, and you can take any of the cases that are out there, because if somebody does slip and fall, there's still people going to work in the insulting fascist government that calls essential workers and insults small business owners as if we're non-essential people just because we own a business that we sell something that isn't toilet paper or isn't grocery store food. Like, hey, I'm not essential anymore? My family's not essential? My business I put all my money into and all my time and all my years is not essential? What? But anyway, they are putting the money and their effort and their thoughts into all that baggage. They're pulling back on the advertising and marketing. You're brand new. You say, I'm going to throw $1,000 into some ads. You get a couple of clients. They start paying you $5,000, $10,000. Wow, that's an $8,000 or $10,000, $8,000 profit. Let's keep $3,000 in my pocket. Let's throw $5,000 back into marketing. Now let's get 10 new clients. Wow, let's throw $20,000 into marketing. And anyone that slips and falls, that types into Google, oh, I need a good injury attorney, all those ongoing firms with all those expenses that they can't stand right now and can't handle and don't know what to do, pulled out their advertising. They're seeing your ad for pennies a click. Okay, that's reason number 2. Supply and demand now is the greatest time to be advertising. The cost is cheap. There's no competition out there. Instead of 15 lawyers fighting for first page and getting their pay-per-click ads up at the top, there's 2 or 3, and you're one of them for almost nothing. Boom! Which leads us to reason 3. Isn't this exciting? That's reason number 3, your attitude and your enthusiasm. You're starting a business. If you have an ongoing business now, and remember, if you're watching my videos, I assume you do you remember how you felt when you were first starting your business? Full of enthusiasm, hope for the future, for your big plans. I'm going to do this. You didn't care that you were the chief bottle washer and floor cleaner and toilet cleaner and sweeper and this. You answer the phones. You did this. You did. Honey, understand I'm working 20 hours a day, but I'm really excited. I'm putting something together. Well, that's your attitude and your enthusiasm right now. Well, that'll come shining through when you answer the phone that's ringing off the hook with all these cheap calls, cheap investment to potentially very lucrative calls coming in. So I don't mean they're crappy clients calling or something. I mean the getting the call itself, relatively, incredibly inexpensive to get these. You're off the hook excited about it. Meanwhile, current business owners right now, again, in fear and panic, sitting there spending hours navigating bank and government websites trying to send in our 941s and can I check, did you get the paperwork? Can I please get a loan? And can I check in, did my thing go through and am I in line? Is the money going to run out? Because, am I going to lay people off? They're not thinking, we, current business owners, not thinking straight at all. We got all kinds of worry and uncertainty and fear and panic, even if we're not brainwashed to be fear and panicked over the ridiculous virus. It's overblown, but the economic problem, that's not overblown. In fact, it's way understated. You got Trump coming out every day going, oh, it's going to come booming right back. It's going to be a V-shape. You're understating it. It's going to take years to come back. Oh, we just got the first quarter numbers, right? The GDP was down like 4 or 5%. Like, the shutdown was on for like 2 of the 13 weeks. Watch what happens in quarter 2 where the shutdown's practically the whole quarter. It's going to be down 40%. Oh, my goodness. Current business owners, we don't know what to do. Should I shut down? Should I sell? Should I give up? Should I hang in there? Last I checked, hang in there is not exactly over unbridled enthusiasm that you have if you're starting a business. So if you have a current business and you're going through everything I just talked about, start another one. Start a new business. Watch the excitement. Watch the difference while you spend a few hours a day dealing with all the BS I just talked about. But then you say, now I'm going to put on my new business owner hat and I'm going to start this new thing. And all your enthusiasm and excitement comes back. That comes through when you meet with a prospect or a supplier, or you're placing ads, or you're writing out new ads, or you're putting up a new website, you're writing out emails, or you're putting in a new marketing campaign, or you're just thinking about all the vision you're going to have. You get some pep in your step, some enthusiasm, some excitement. That is reason number 3 why this is the best time. All the competitors are living in fear, panic, misery, worry, I don't know. Anyone starting their first ever business that doesn't have any other business with any baggage, just full of enthusiasm and excitement. No baggage at all. No worry, no fear. Just like, hey, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. What the heck? I'm only putting in a few $100. I already have a cell phone. I already have a laptop. I'm putting a few $100 into some advertising. Not renting out office space, not buying furniture, not hiring people. I got pretty much nothing to lose here. Let's go for it. That's all the excitement. That's a huge competitive advantage. All 3 of those. And many more, but those are the 3 biggest reasons that right now is the greatest time of opportunity in our lifetime. So even if you have any of this baggage and any of this fear and worry over your current business, huge cure for that, go from being a business owner to an entrepreneur. Instead of just waking up and hoping the phone rings and you go out and do work and you're self-employed and you own a business, be an entrepreneur. Look for opportunity, take a risk, do something new, watch what happens. Watch how with your lower costs, cheaper, more effective advertising, and unbridled enthusiasm and excitement rides you to the greatest success of your lifetime. That's my message for today. Throwback Thursday, April 30th, 2020. Thanks for being here. I'm going to go right now to the questions, comments, concerns. I saw them flying by, but I've learned not to address them in the middle because then I forget what the heck I was saying. Look at me. Do I look like the sharpest tack in the deck? I can't even say the word sharp. That's how not shark I am. All right. Jeremy Daly wants to throw it. That's right. Let's throw it back to February 2020. Oh, the good old days of 2 months ago. Exactly. Sid is here. Phil's here. Jeremy says, I am stoked and obsessed to be creating something new. Right on, my friend. I love it. And there is a current, he's got 2 businesses, and he's stoked and obsessed to be starting a new one right now. So first of all, his main business, he's been doing for 21 years, totally shut down. That's in-person events, totally shut down. Ouch. Number 2 business is helping to market those events. Fairly shut down, in fact, completely shut down, and that's led him to the new thing he's doing, which is marketing online events instead of live events, and he is totally stoked and obsessed. Isn't that how you'd rather be right now than if you're just worried and hoping the stimulus check and the loan comes through and the ooh and the ah and the whatever, and who am I going to fire next, and what piece of equipment can I sell off, and will my business ever be the same, and what am I ever going to do? Start something new. If you want some help with any of this, I got a free report called How to Profit from Chaos. It's all about how to do everything I'm talking about. Go to profitfromchaos.com. You'll also get an invitation to my private Facebook group where you can ask me questions, interact with me every day. I'm in there. We're posting more examples. We're sharing all kinds of examples of the stuff I'm talking about, all the excitement that's going on right now. Let the rest of the world, let the 90% of the world be in fear, panic, and misery. Why don't you choose to have unbridled enthusiasm right now? Oh my goodness, I can tell you from firsthand experience, it is a much better way to wake up, to work throughout the day, to sleep like a baby. You can't wait for the next day because this is just the most exciting time. You're going to wish when this thing is over in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever, the economy kind of comes back to almost where it was before, you're going to wish ad costs were as low as they are now. You're going to wish you could start a business for almost nothing virtually right now because you really can't start any brick and mortar right now. You're going to wish all your competitors were asleep at the wheel and worried. You were going to wish you had it back. Well, don't wait until you wish for today being the good old days. Today is the good old days. These are the good old days. What was that song? Anticipation. These are the good old days. Jeremy, final comment of the day says, okay, thank you, my friend. Without help from Steve, I might be lost right now. You know what? That's a what if, and it doesn't exist because you got me and you can't get rid of me. I'm with you, my friend, and big, big things are happening for Jeremy Daly and anyone else that says now's the time to go for it. Please, I love small business owners. Stop the misery and the worry. Go for it. This is the greatest time of your life, man. Take advantage. Profitfromchaos.com. I'll catch you tomorrow on Foundation Friday. Toby is here. Great seeing you back, Toby, and I know you're going to be back at full steam ahead real soon. You just caught the end today, but I'll catch you tomorrow on Foundation Friday. Over and out. as the sun has now set in the west. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for all those likes. Thanks for the shares. Thanks for telling everybody about. I record this every day, a Facebook Live video at facebook.com/smallbizhelp, or just tell them to go to profitfromchaos.com. More the merrier. More people with the right attitude, the merrier. Come on now. We're all in this together. Remember that BS line? Well, all the entrepreneurs that are thinking right, why not be in this together? Let's help each other out. Have a lot of fun, make a lot of money, and have a heck of a lot less stress. Because to me, that's what running a business is all about. Let's do it. Catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.